Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to beautiful Switzerland, where we are going to be taking this fantastic Taog's Hangar Huey to a truly wonderful picturesque spot. Thanks to Cli4D Designs for giving us the opportunity to do this. It is of course his new release, Grosser Mythen Helipad, on the top of a mountain. It's absolutely stunning and we're going to have a lot of fun getting there, and let's face it, a lot of fun landing. I am also, by the way, going to be just going through my control bindings for the collective for starting up and throttle and that sort of thing, because people sometimes do ask about that. So we'll cover that as well. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get cracking. Okay, here we go. So very simply, my controls, cyclic. I have no curve set up at all. I just have that linear. Same with my pedal. People like different things. I just find that I have more control over that. Gets a bit more complicated when we look at the collective. So the collective axis itself, I just have set normally. I don't really need to tell you about that. You know how that works. Gets a bit more complicated for throttle and the engine idle button. So this is my curve that I have set up for the throttle, and that is just really for the Huey here, but also it works perfectly for the 500C OH-6A as well. You need your throttle twist travel to match on your Whirlpool collective with the throttle in the helicopter as well, so that when you get to the point where the engine idle button pings out, it pings out at the same point, or it disengages at the same point on your Whirlpool collective. If you don't have a Whirlpool collective, none of that will make sense, but you know what I'm talking about. So that's how my throttle is set. I then have an engine idle cutoff button linked in this way. Now you need to make sure that you have everything set up perfectly, otherwise it won't work, but this is how I have it set up in mine, and you'll see when we start how that all kind of comes together. And then also, just for fun, I've got a starter button, a starter switch mapped as well, and that's really cool. It just adds to the immersion. You need to make sure you've got it set to input repetition, because if you're in the 500C or the OH-6A, you need to hold the switch in the Huey, just blip it once, and then it kind of does the rest for you. But anyway, that is how that's all going to work, and now we will see it in action, hopefully. So let's just pop up to the top. Come on, there we go. So we have the battery on. Get that going. We can see that the RPM warning has gone off straight away, so we are just going to cancel that before it drives us absolutely mad. There we go. And then we'll have the fuel on. That's all very nice. Quick check down here at the panels. No issues there or nothing that we wouldn't expect to see at this point. Our hydraulics are on, force trim is on, so that's all good. Excellent. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just check that my throttle is as it should be. So if I roll it to this point and now press my engine idle button on my Whirlpool collective, then that, okay, that's what happens. This is why you need to set it up, because I was waffling, I didn't travel it over properly. So let's do that again. Move it over, press the button and rotate right, and there we go. We can see we're in the engine cutoff position now on the throttle in the Huey. If I now roll my Whirlpool throttle back, my engine idle button should disengage on my Whirlpool at the same time that it pops out on the collective, if my curve is right. And the curve is right. There you go. That worked perfectly. We want to make sure we haven't got too much or any excess throttle on there, because otherwise we could have the old chip detector go off and then we get told off by engineering, and no one wants that. So quick check, we've done that, we've matched that up nicely. I've got fuel on, now we can start. So I can move over to, so I've got with my right hand, I'm now going to blip my starter switch, and let's bring everything to life and listen to those gorgeous sounds. Watching the temperature. That's good, coming up nicely. Listen to those sounds. All pressure's good. Fantastic, that's all good. Now we have a look up the top and we go to let's have the start generator off, have the inverter on, and the only thing we've got in the annunciator panel now is the IFF, so we'll just turn that on to keep the IFF gods happy. We've got nothing on the annunciator now, got a good start with the engine. Now we can slowly wind in our throttle. Just being ever so gentle. See the temperature coming up. Make sure we don't over torque. RPM has gone out. There we go, and throttle is now full. We've got a master caution, we can reset that. That was from earlier, and that's fine. And we can see our low RPM has pinged back into the audio position where it should be, because we need to hear it if it all goes wrong. So we are all set and we're good to go. Let's fly to this beautiful spot, because I know you're going to love it. Raise the collective. Let's do a quick hover check. All good. Okay, I've got no multiplayer on, so I'm quite happy just to ping us off and get us going. So off we go in the wonderful Huey. Such a gorgeous helicopter to fly. Careful with the power lines, that would be embarrassing. Isn't that just such a spectacular sound? So I've said it many times, probably bored the regulars senseless saying it, but Cli4D Design scenery really is very, very good for learning to fly helicopters or practicing to fly helicopters, because it's just kind of interesting to fly around or over or in. And this is no exception. This is kind of on an advanced level though, and a level that might be a little bit above my pay grade. I don't know, we'll find out. So as I said, this is just one spot. So Grosser Mythen is just a kind of a cafe, a bar, a restaurant on the top of this mountain, and you have the tiniest rectangle of, I guess, concrete to land on. So it doesn't give much room for manoeuvre. And you can see it in a picture and you can think, oh, well, that won't be a problem. Yeah, just fly up and maintain control, come into the hover, down we go, tier medals. But it's another thing when you actually try and do it. So this will be interesting. And I like to challenge myself in helicopters because, you know, we don't get any better if you just do the easy stuff all the time. So I'm very interested to see what this is going to be like. The reason why we're starting a distance away, by the way, is just to get an idea or feel for the transition from these lower areas up to the mountain tops, because these mountains really are absolutely huge. Very impressive. Wish my car made that sound. It would be lovely, wouldn't it? Just blare it from a loudspeaker, the sound of a Huey driving up the road. That would raise a few eyebrows. So I should also say I am using the Bijan Seasons scenery changer thing. It's really the kind of trees and everything, but also it does have an effect on the texture. You can see it's got a slightly wintry, browner rather than greener tinge to it. And also, of course, Rex Atmos. I'm using that with the Andrew Bennett or AB presets. And I think it just gives the world a slightly more realistic look. There's a nice little sailboat down there. Just watching my speed so I don't overspeed, but we can have a look at that. Lovely. Must be a blade slap at the same time. Okay, let's concentrate on flying again, please, because we need to start thinking about getting some height, because this is a big mountain that we've got to think about getting to the top of. So I'm going to pull some pitch, get a nice climb in, keep some speed up, or it'll take us forever to get there. And there you can just see it in the centre there, that kind of pyramidal peak. That's where we're going, right on top of that, to a tiny bit of concrete, whatever it is, perched on top of it. My lord. But this scenery is rather lovely, hey? Anyway, how are you? Hope all is well with you. I'd love to know in the comments, what are you flying at the moment? What have you gotten into? I have very little time for the sim at the moment, unfortunately, but I am definitely loving the Taog's Hangar helicopters, spending most of my time helicopter wise in the H500C at the moment, and also of course the HPG H145, doing the search and rescue and the HEM stuff. Haven't done a huge amount of fixed wing in the last few weeks, which is a terrible thing to say. Keep meaning to get some time in the Flying Iron Spit, because hopefully it's not too long before the version 2 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 comes out, so I need to get some practice time in that. But at the moment I'm literally only getting a few hours a week of sim time, which isn't much, especially when trying to make videos. But it is an absolute joy to be in this helicopter, that's for sure. So, just There we go. Keep that climb in. So the plan is we will get to the peak. We will have a slow look around at this nice little spot. I will then maybe have a crack at a first approach. Maybe not necessarily intending to land it, but just to get a feel for it. If it goes well, I'll probably set it down, but I have a feeling that I'll probably end up doing a something like a go around and coming back again. One never knows. But we are getting closer. Keeping that climb in. Stunning scenery, isn't it? God, it would be wonderful to do this for real. Fly around here in a helicopter. You imagine if your job was to fly people up to this restaurant. I have to say, anyone who's actually walked to the top of this restaurant deserves a medal, let alone a beer or a fondue, whatever it is that they serve on the top. What a beautiful place Switzerland is. I've only ever been here once, and that was in the train travelling from Italy up to Belgium. But I remember being absolutely blown away by the scenery. And even in the sim, it looks incredibly special. Okay, so time to start switching on. So we've got, what are we, just under 80 knots, keeping the climb in. We're driving a little bit slowly, but we'll have a look at the peak. See the buildings on the top. Okay, let's put the anchors out a little bit, keep the climb in, but come back on the speed, and we can have a closer look. Of course, this helicopter, there is a very marked simulation of the effect of changes on collective and how they affect the torque in terms of the anti-torque pedals, so having to be careful of that. Now there's no big nice flat area to get a good idea of what the helicopter is doing, so this will be interesting. So here we go. But I'm just going to come around this way. There we go, that's set itself now. Gently does it. So I'm just going to bring us round the side so we can have a look at it from the air. See some people, and they the position of the people and what they're doing and everything changes through time, through the day. It's kind of a dynamic setting. There's our landing pad. Awful stuttering there. That's incredibly irritating. I don't know what's going on with the sim tonight, but I'm having a few issues with that. There it is again. Give him a thrill. Okay, right, let's try and land. lovely blade slap. Okay, let's get in the zone. I always say landing helicopters is like meditation, but this is certainly not a relaxing sensation, that's for sure, tonight. I need to get it so the skids are across the narrowest point, because there's a big pole there. And I forget with Huey there's quite a marked kind of fisheye lens effect, which can be a bit disorientating. Right, let's put the anchors out a bit, please. Let's not lose. And we're down. Oh. Okay, just being a little bit cautious. Let's see if I let go of the cyclic, if it will just stop stuttering for 5 seconds. Let's see. Okay, so she's tipping back. So I'm just going to add a little bit of collective. And actually, let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look outside, see what's going on. Okay. Yeah, we need to come forward. Isn't that deceptive? So you look at that edge there and it feels like we're about to tip over, but actually we are too far back. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of collective, just a dab, just to try and pick us up a little bit. And we can just move forward. There we go. Wow! Let's have a look outside. My lord. See, there's not much room for mistakes, is there? Look at that. Goodness gracious. Okay. I need a drink. Right, let's wind everything down and we can go and take a look. Well, there we go. Quite amazing. And just look at that view. Insane, isn't it? Okay, let's take a walk around. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, sir. It's a lovely little place, isn't it? So, yes, that was me. Don't worry. Sorry, folks. I love the got the detail. That helicopter does look lovely, doesn't it? Lovely little spot. Let's have a look at the views over here. Oh my lord! This is just beautiful. What a fantastic spot. I really do want to come here. One day I might have to come and have a look. Really are some cracking views all round. And yeah, hat off to, sorry madam, don't mind me, hat off to Clifford for he just has an eye for these really wonderful places. And he's done it again. Such a simple piece of scenery. Just this is it. Very simple, but a beautiful place. You know, the reward for that tricky landing is being able to just take in these views. Amazing. Anyway, look, thank you ever so much for coming for the flight, joining me, for risking that landing with me. Your bravery knows no bounds. That was good fun. Certainly some good practice. And yeah, let me know how you get on. If you get this as well and you do some landing practice, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. And also don't forget we have a Discord, so come along there and you can post your screenshots of how you nailed the landing. But anyway, it's been wonderful having you along. I look forward to seeing you on the channel soon. Take care now. Bye bye.